Explorer or or Chrome. It really doesn't matter. Whatever your browser is, whatever the way you interact with the web is, you've just got to make sure, obviously, you log into the address. This will be included in the email that went out to everybody. So Chapel Hill Newcomers or chnewcomers.clubexpress. Club Express are the people that have written the software.
The URL, Dave, has changed back to it's now pointing the old one.
Okay.
Because newcomersofchapelhill.org will take you here now.
We'll take you there as well. Okay, so you might not, some of you might not even have to change the bookmark in your system. You don't have to. So the old one will bring you here, and this is the screen that the public sees. So if anybody falls onto this accidentally, or as you're meeting people and you say we're part of this great club called Newcomers, you need to look at this website. This is the external one. So you've got there, and I'm going to spend most of the time on the internal one, what you see as a member, but just so you see what as an external one you get. So this is for somebody who's not a member, and they can see access, they get access to understanding what the club's about. You can see the upcoming events. So there are specific events listed out here, and then they do have access to things like how to join. The Read Me First literally takes them through what they need to do to sign up before they then go through to the sign up. I'll leave this until the end. If people want to look at the outside one, you can have a look later. But the board has done a lot of work already in defining some text to make it a little bit attractive for people to think about joining us. And obviously, one of the things it does talk about is the monthly meeting at City Kitchen with a map, a Google map. So that you might say, well, that's similar to the front page of the old website. And conceptually, yes, but what it allows you to do, and what I think it allows us to do, is to grab members really, really easily, and to explain what we're about, and let them apply for membership. But people in this room, this is where you're going to go. So the first time you log in, you're probably going to have to go through member login. Now what I do, and you'll see where you can choose to do it on your different browser. But what I do is always do this: remember me on this computer. Can you read that? It's a bit, remember me on this computer. I've deliberately not done it because I wanted to show you what it's like to literally log in as a new member. Question or?
No, I just want to say that there's one case that I can think of where maybe you don't want to check that, and that's if it's a married couple, they're both members, they're both using the same computer. Okay. If you want to be able to log in as one or the other from the same computer, you don't want to check that. If you've got a computer that you always log in from, and nobody else logs in from it, then definitely it's a convenience to check that.
Thank you. I had not thought of that one, but you're absolutely right. Yeah, two people logging in on the same machine, you probably don't want to check that. So I'm not going to check in as me. I'm going to pretend I'm somebody else. So we have set up a fictitious newcomer. In fact, I want you to welcome him if you see him at all. Okay. So his name is Jess Moved. We're keeping up this afternoon. All right, Jess Moved. And the idiot, because he's not very bright, has set his password to be password. All right, I don't recommend you do that. He's not going to remember himself on this computer, but if he now logs in and he's saying, no, please don't remember me on this machine, that's just something that Safari does. I'm now in as a member. So you can see I've got an extended range of things available to me. It's actually saying, hello, Jess, so it knows me. So I've got a different front page, still seeing the events. We'll come onto these in a moment. This is what you'll see once you log in as a member. The machine I've got at home, it takes me straight to here. As soon as I don't have to log in because it remembers me, and that's what I recommend you do. I'm going to kneel down so you can all see this. So the little words very often, like most things in law, mean the most. So I thought it might be helpful just to have a look at some of the little words, and then I'll take you down through some of these tabs. Question?
The email said that the first time we log in,
yep,
we can change our password.
It will force you to change your password. It will force you to change your password. Yeah, yeah. And I'll show you what a good password looks like in a moment, and what a bad password is not a good password.
It's also the case that if you don't like your username, you can change your username.
So one of the things that I think would be helpful for you all to do as soon as you're in, as soon as you log in, is to click on this thing called My Directory Listing. Because what My Directory Listing does is shows what the public... Yeah. So Jess, if you see him, I think you might recognize him. So this is Jess. This is a picture of Jess. This is his nickname. Okay. So he's known to his friends as Django. His spouse is Never Moved, and she's a member of the club as well. This is his email address, which actually is my email address. Home phone, mobile phone. The point is, this is what other people will see about you. Okay, so the beauty of the member directory is that people can have access to certain information. And so Jess has entered some information, the system has entered some information, but this is what other people can see about Jess. He's obviously added a photo, he's added some phone numbers, he didn't have to add a mobile phone number. Susan, you had a question?
Yes, when we were looking at it the other day, we realized, or I think what happened when we did a bio, that also shows up.
Yeah, Jess hasn't written a bio.
Okay, if you do a bio, that also I can see.
I will show you somebody with a bio. Absolutely, it's a perfect point. I'll show you some with a bio. Company, Jess is early retired. I mean, look at him, he's youthful. As you can see, he doesn't have a care in the world. This is his address. Oh, and you know, I'm Jess. I log in and I say, that's wrong. And this this is something I would ask you to check when you log in and have a look at your directory. Just make sure it's the right details. It might be missing, might have always been wrong in the original Excel spreadsheet. It might be transposition somewhere along the way, but I know that that is not the correct zip code. It should actually be 27516, and I'll show you how to correct that in a moment. This is when Jess moved to Chapel Hill. He moved in December. He's come from Fargo, North Dakota. In fact, not many people know this about him, but he was a stand-in in the movie that was filmed up there. And so there you go. So this is what people can see about Jess. All right. And so I would suggest when you get in, you just have a look to see what do you look like, and is that how you want to look to the outside world. And now, if I want to change something about that, then
when you say to the outside world, you mean to other members?
I do. Thank you, to other members. So the smaller outside world.
People on the outside
Thank you.
world
Cannot see this. Thank you. So people who are not members of Newcomers cannot see any of this. And in fact, when you leave Newcomers, whether that's because you've been here 4 years or you're asked to leave for other nefarious acts, when you leave Newcomers, this information is then no longer visible to other members. It goes away. But yeah, thank you. Dennis keeping me honest here. So the other people inside the club, nobody else can see this information.